All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson going into and pretty much asking the question, how red-pilled are you prepared to get, right? Or something along those lines. How red-pilled are you, or how red-pilled are you prepared to get? Because, like, there's a whole thing going on in the world right now of a red pill, blue pill, and all this kind of stuff, which really people took that from the movie Matrix, right? Which in the movie The Matrix, the red pill was something that the main character Neo was given, right? And he had the opportunity to take that pill or the blue one. And if he took the red, his eyes was going to be open completely to how his society truly ran. And if he took the blue one, he'd go back into the world and just be like how he was and be living the same life that he was living, right? But that's been taken now to apply pretty much to women, man. Right? It's been pretty much used to apply to women, and everyone likes to say, "Oh, I'm red pilled" or "he's blue pilled" and all of that kind of stuff, right? But really, a lot of these people saying that they're red pilled, they're so-called red pilled and so-called they have the kind of understanding of certain things, but then that's as far as their understanding goes, man. And let me get a scripture, all right? This is John chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And that's not just involving the truth from women, because the scriptures already goes into women, right? So all these guys that are talking about red pill stuff, and every single time, all these men out there that every single time there's a video talking about some funky ass women, right? They've got a comment on that video, and they'll make sure to attend that lesson, right? But if there's a lesson trying to make them understand the history of the Greek Empire, right? They don't want to hear that bit. They don't want to hear that part of the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. They just want to hear the parts about bullying out women all the time, right? They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear or try and learn the the Paleo Hebrew alphabet, which is our actual language. They don't want to learn a few words in Hebrew. They don't want to learn what Yahweh Shai means. They don't want to learn what Yahweh means, right? They just want to learn the part about women all the time, right? Well, that's a problem. They don't want to know what the new covenant is, which is what, as a Hebrew Israelite, you should be expecting to achieve, man. They don't want to. They don't understand how the Israelites even came into be in Egypt in the first place. But when it comes to a videos talking about women, they'll know that bit, right? But then there's things on the other side where there's people that might care about the things about having loads of wives regarding the Hebrew Israelite, right? They know that bit, but then they don't want to know the other parts, man, and that's a problem. And one man isn't going to know like 100% of the whole doctrine in terms of him having high level of knowledge on every single part of the doctrine, right? Because it's a body, right? But you're supposed to know a certain amount of things, man, and certain people only want to know the bits regarding women, man. But we're not supposed to be like that. This is John chapter 8 and verse 32 again. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Now, I'm going to read the definition of red pill, right? It says, used to refer to a process by which a person's perspective is dramatically transformed, introducing them to a new and typically disturbing understanding of the true nature of a particular situation. And us as Israelites, man, we need to understand the situation that we're in captivity, all right? That we're in slavery right now. And let's go to some more scriptures, all right? Because I don't want to make it be too much of me talking and saying my own words, man. This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 5. In fact, verse 4, O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. And what are those things? Those things are the laws. All right, verse 6, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, because you moved God to wrath. You were delivered to your enemies. And that's what a lot of people that might say that they're red-pilled don't want to understand. Right? They'll say that they're red-pilled because they understand some witchcraft and some witchcraft techniques that work in this current world to get women, right? But they won't have the so-called red pill knowledge. They won't have the true knowledge on why the Israelites, or as they'd call it, African Americans, Native Americans, and Latinos, went into slavery and why all these wicked things happened to them, and no one cares. And the truth to that is because we're under curses. And the reason that we ended up receiving curses is because we didn't follow God's laws. And therefore he poured curses upon us. Because there's a lot of people that think that they're red-pilled, but that their red-pill knowledge, as this world calls it, right, only goes so far as understanding different techniques to get some used up holes, man, right? Or their so-called red-pill knowledge might only go as far as understanding how to make money, you know, or understanding how to run a business. But then when if you start asking them something about the scriptures, I don't really know, you know. I don't really believe in that. Or they might say that they believe in the scriptures, but then if you start telling them that people on the earth actually belong to a biblical nationality, they'll start saying, nah, that's not true. Which is stupid, because the scriptures clearly let you know that from Noah's sons was the whole earth overspread. Let me find it. Here it is. So everyone on the earth right now goes back to one of Noah's sons, man, but people try and make it like they don't understand these things. Genesis chapter 9 and verse 19. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. So people that want to try and make it like they don't understand that everybody in this earth has a biblical nationality, whether they know it or not, well, they ain't really as red pill, to use their terminologies, as they think they are, man. They only understand they might only understand things to do with women, right? They might only understand things with, how to get a good savings. They might only understand things to do with the financial markets, which Esau's financial system is wicked anyway. They might only understand things regarding like what to do in an interview, the best way to get through an interview and increase your chances of getting a job, right? They might only understand that to that level. But if you start asking them some other things, right, about like what is transhumanism, right? Why is the society going cashless? Then they won't know that. If you start asking them what the mark is that's mentioned in Revelation the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, they won't know that. Or they'll have their own philosophy on whether you should or shouldn't take it. They'll say, yeah, you can take it, as long as you don't take it in your right hand. Where the scriptures say that if you take it, you're going to die. Revelation 14, verse 9 to verse 10. Now let me read this verse again. Genesis chapter 9 and verse 19. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. So everybody on the earth has got a biblical nationality. Whether they know what it is or not doesn't matter. Everybody on the earth has a biblical nationality, and therefore the Israelites are still on the earth. The actual lineage is still on the earth, and therefore the Edomites are still on the earth. The actual nationality. Now, some people try and say, oh, they've blended in, blah, blah, blah. They've blended in, they've accumulated, right? But it's funny how they never say that about who the chosen are. Everyone seems to know exactly who they think the chosen is, which is them liars over there in the land right now, right? They seem to always have that when it comes to them. But when it comes to the Edomites, they've all mixed now and mingled, so we don't know who the main core people are anymore, which is BS. We know who they are. They're going around calling themselves white people. That's who the Edomites are. The so-called white men. That's who the Edomites are. And we say so-called because they're not really a white man. Even by image, their skin's red, and their real nationality is an Edomite. Just in case people are confused as to why I said it that way. Right now, let me get some more scriptures, because some people think that this whole world is about just if you buckle down and work hard enough, you'll get your heart's desires, right? That's how these people think, right? Which is not true, because you have to dive into some witchcraft in this world. But if you tell people that, if you start talking about Illuminati, if you start talking about secret societies, these people will start bugging out, as if they're not aware that there's a whole group of people that are doing things behind the scenes that they don't have a say-so in. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. But when you believe in the scriptures, It prepares you for all of these things. And the Bible is the ultimate knowledge, man, to have on the earth. But when it seems to me that people only want to be red pilled as far as it goes of getting money, right? And as far as it goes as getting women. But if you start telling them about, if you start telling them about anything else, then they don't want to hear that. They start going, nah, that can't be true. Nah, I don't believe that bit. Let me read this again. It says, red pill, used to refer to a process by which a person's perspective is dramatically transformed, introducing them to a new and typically disturbing understanding of the true nature of a particular situation. Let me read this definition down here. It says, cause someone to have their perspective dramatically transformed, especially by introducing them to a new and typically disturbing understanding of the true nature of a particular situation. And the true nature of the particular situation that we're in on the earth right now is that the Edomites are ruling the earth, right? They want to kill off all the Israelites, right? As many as they can, and have the rest as slaves on the earth. That all the sellout ones, they want to have them as slaves on the earth, but really their true plan is to try and kill off every single Israelite, man. Every single one. Because their hope is that they can become the chosen. Because they lost their birthright. And you can read about that in Genesis, the 25th chapter, and you can read about it in Genesis, the 27th chapter. And that's the reason why they hate us. But people that would claim that they're red pill don't want to hear about that. Even when you watch these guys, man, even when you watch these guys, pretty much the main leaders of this thing right now, these fresh and fit cats, right? They claim to be red pilled and all of this, right? But one of them says that he'll sleep with a woman on a menstrual cycle, right? And the other one, when he starts hearing about like secret societies and stuff like that, he'll laugh it off. He'll laugh it off. And it wouldn't be a surprise to find out that them two guys are in that anyway. And one of them has literally said on several occasions that his granddad is a Freemason. So what are these people? Why wouldn't you believe it then? But they don't want to. They're not red pilled to that degree. If they start hearing about people getting microchipped, right? That's where it switches off for them. If they start hearing about God, that's where it switches off for them. But they might understand some worldly knowledge. But if Yahweh ain't about that worldly knowledge, Yahweh's about faith, man. Yahweh ain't about even you trusting in yourself. He's about trusting in the things that people ain't even seen yet and believing them. Just like how Noah believed that it was going to rain before it had rained on the earth. And now if you talk to somebody about rain, they'll believe it straight away. If you tell somebody it's going to rain now, they'll just believe that straight away, man. They won't question they don't question you on that. And I've just forgot the scripture. I've just forgot the scripture that I was going to get, man. So I'll get that instead. Where it says that God had not yet caused it to rain upon the earth. This is Genesis chapter 2 and verse 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for Yahweh had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. So there was a time where it's raining right now where I am, right? But there was a time where people didn't believe in rain. Just like how there's a time right now that people don't believe in chariots, right? They don't believe in angels. They don't believe in Yahweh. They don't believe in Yahweh Shai. But the day is going to come where people are going to know that, oh, that stuff always existed, and these people just knew about that. Just like how Noah knew about rain and knew it was going to rain one day. And he told people, yeah, it's going to rain. It's going to be a flood. And they would have been laughing at him. But he knew what he was talking about because he had the real red pill knowledge, to use that terminology. He had the real red pill knowledge of that time, right? Whereas just like right now, the Hebrew Israelites that believe the true doctrine have the real red pill knowledge of this time. And you've got other people that they know certain things, you know. They might understand herbs, you know. They might understand the differences of sound and stuff like that. They might understand how to get fitness levels higher. They might understand how to fix a car. They might understand carpentry. They might understand there's many different theories in the world, man. And let me get this scripture, because there's many different doctrines and many different theories in the world, right? But ultimately, if you don't believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, there's no hope for you as an Israelite. As an Israelite, you have to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And as a heathen, it don't really matter what you do. You're going into slavery under the Israelites anyway. This is Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12. There's a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So all these people that have got these different belief systems, oh, I just believe in red pill, getting girls and getting money, making sure my Instagram accounts got nice pictures on there, right? I just watch videos about bunning out women all day, but then if I get asked what the new covenant is, and I'm claiming I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I don't know the answer. If I get told to prove that salvation is only for the Israelites using the Bible, I can't do it. But I can bun out women though all the time, and I can comment about women all the time, which there's nothing wrong with commenting about women, because that's a part of the doctrine. But that's not the only part of the doctrine though, because the scriptures let you know that if you are a righteous man, then a wicked woman will depart from you anyway. And whether that's you leave from her or she moves away from you, the scriptures say a wicked woman has given as a portion to a wicked man. They that please the Lord will flee, will escape her or flee from her, roughly paraphrasing. Let me read this again. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And that's reminded me now of the scripture that I wanted to go to before, which is Jeremiah 9. Let me read it. This is Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23. Thus saith Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh which exercise loving kindness, judgment and righteousness in the earth, for in these things I delight, saith Yahweh. So people don't like to give reverence to Yahweh, but they like to give reverence to things that glory in wisdom, right? They like to give things that glory in might. They like to give things that glory in riches. So what are some of the things that glorify in wisdom? Skills in maths, skills in fixing cars, skills in herbs, understanding different herbs, understanding the human body, right? Understanding construction, and then some of the things that would be getting strong, understanding how to get your body fat percentage down, understanding what fighting techniques to use. If a person grabs your arm this way, you flick your wrist and grab him and do this and twist and do that and do this to them, right? What are some of the things you understand riches? Oh, I know what stocks to buy. Oh, I know what cryptos to buy. Oh, this stock's gonna be hot in a few years, but I'm getting it 1,000% cheaper than what it's gonna be in a few years' time. They understand those things, right? But when it comes to understanding about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they don't want to hear that. Because really what they think is the ultimate way of life is loving the world. And we're not supposed to love this world, man. So pretty much everything in this world right now is defiled. Everything. And nothing that's going on in this world right now is as beautiful as it's going to be in the kingdom. Even the knowledge that we have of certain laws in the scriptures, right? The way how we're doing them now is disgusting compared to what it's going to be in the kingdom. This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 16. In fact, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So we ain't supposed to be diving into all the philosophies that this society teaches, man. Because that's really love of the world right now. All the techniques that they say on how to get women, the Bible's got some different techniques on how to get women, and I ain't even gonna go into them. But the Bible's got a completely different system on male and female relationship dynamics, as this world likes to say. Right? The Bible's got a completely different view than this world has. But in this world, a whole new techniques came around pretty much, man. But the Bible has always been teaching men, Salakia. The Bible has always been teaching men on how to maneuver around women, man. And that technique's always worked, you know? Verse 60, because Yahweh is the one that made the earth. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And all these different red pill techniques that people spew out right now That's all about loving the world, man. That's all about loving the world. Everyone does that and they just loving the world. Like when they're trying to get the women, they're trying to get a woman. That's wicked. When they're trying to get a car, they're trying to get a car to flex on people so that they can have people envying them and jealous of them. That's why everyone likes to say that they've got haters. But some people have got so-called haters because they're a scumbag. Some people are not liked because they're a scumbag, man. Not everyone that don't like you is a hater. Some people are deserving of hatred. Like Esau, for example. Esau's deserving of hatred. He's not a nice person, man. He goes around pillaging, raping, robbing, and murdering the whole earth. Right? And he deserves the anger that people have towards him. And a lot of other people deserve the anger that they have towards them too. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. So that's the ultimate red pill, to understand doing the will of God. And let's go to this scripture right here, because the true meaning of life is actually put in the Bible. Right? Everyone's always trying to understand what's life really about, brother. What's the meaning? Like all these Benjamites, they always want to talk in a deep Jamaican accent about the meanings of life. They always want to try and get hype, right? They want to smoke weed, sitting around on the couches, you know, with some dragon stout, and talk about life. And over there, the tribe of Judah, they'll be drinking 40 ounces, smoking blunts, you know, talking about what life's about. But they don't know, and even though the scriptures tell you, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So that's the ultimate red pill. Red pill is not just a thing to do with women. Red pill is not just a thing to do with making money. It's about the true meaning of life is to keep Yahweh's laws. But how deep are people, how red pilled are people really actually trying to get, man? How red pilled are people really trying to get? People will be trying to say, if you get tattoos, this and that, like they're trying to say that getting tattoos is a good thing. But if you was truly had some understanding, you'd know that the scriptures say don't get them. Let's get it. Salakia. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any markings upon you. I am Yahweh. So you ain't supposed to do that. You ain't supposed to get no tattoos. But I've heard people in this world try and say that, what have they said, man? They've said that tattoos, like women love tattoos and dreadheads, you know what I mean? But a man ain't even supposed to be having long hair. But people try and get tattoos because they're just thinking about women on their mind. And the scriptures say, let me get it, many have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. So here it is, you don't even like tattoos, but you now are getting tattoos on your body because you want to get some dirty, dusty ass, crusty, wicked women, man. You're not even doing it to get righteous women. You're trying to do it to get wicked ones. You know what I mean? They're not even doing it to get a shame-faced woman that's a virgin. They're trying to do it to get dirty ass LaQuisha. This is 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. No, that wasn't it. Salakia. Here we go. First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 26. Yea, many there be that have ran out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Right? But whenever people hear red pill, they're all just thinking about women, but it's not about women all the time, man. It's not about women all the time. Because a lot of these women are going to die anyway. And if you're all up by them all the time, worrying about whatever they're bogged out mind thinking about, you're going to die. Because you was thinking about them more than thinking about the Lord, man. And this isn't no attack on no one. It's a thing for people to think about, because how red-pilled are you prepared to get, man? Do you understand as an Israelite, do you understand our our actual alphabet. Do you understand what the alphabet letters are? A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, tha. Do you understand that? Did you put in time to understand that? And there's many things that I still don't know. But did you take the time to learn your alphabet? So that if you see certain characters, you might be able to sound out what that word says. You might see that in a movie. You might see if you know what the Paleo Hebrew alphabet looks like, you might be watching a movie one day just chilling, right? And you might see that that the Paleo Hebrew alphabet is in a movie, right? And then you'll be able to be like, oh, and then let people know about that. Oh, that says this, and then some truth gets revealed because you understood that part of the doctrine. Just like how in the movie Prince of Egypt, it shows the Paleo Hebrew in that. There's also another movie like one of these Exorcist movies, and it shows the Paleo Hebrew in that. There's in a Indiana Jones movie, it shows the Paleo Hebrew in there, right? And then you can some other brother that's really deep into the Hebrew, he'll be able to decipher what that actually says. He'll be able to write down, oh, it says that. They've actually shown this scripture in there, so see, they know. They actually know what it says. They actually know what they actually know who the Israelites are really. Like there's many things for us to be Hebrew Israelites, man. And the women thing is a small part of that. Because once we're in the kingdom and we've got the new covenant in us, the last thing a brother's gonna be worrying about is trying to get some women, because every woman that they do get is gonna be their woman forever. There's not gonna be no other Israelite man, no slimy Tyrone or Jamal, right? No, there ain't gonna be no such thing as a Pookie or a Ray Ray in the kingdom. There's gonna be righteous Israelite men with their family emblem on their chest, promoting their nationality, promoting their tribe, man. Father of this man, son of this guy, son of this, son of this, son of this, son of this, going way back. Oh, that's a good family line. Oh, I know them. I've did ministry with them in the past. Which there's not going to be no such thing as a bad family line in the kingdom of an Israelite, but there's going to be certain family lines that are higher than others, because certain family lines are going to be men of the elect, are going to come from men of the elect, and others are not. Yet every single Israelite is going to be righteous, right? Now, I think I've made the point for this lesson, man. Don't just be focused on one part of what it means to be like awake in this world, man. All right. The first thing is to know you're a Hebrew Israelite and to understand the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's the first thing. And all the things that this world pushes out that you can learn from the world, really, you have to filter the things that they're telling you through the scriptures, because otherwise they're gonna be, they're people that are gonna get destroyed, but they're influencing you, man. And let me end it on this scripture. We don't want to join on with what these people are talking about, man. In fact, let me go to this. I'll end it on this. I've read it already once, but I'll read it again. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. So the things that these people are really pushing for you to do anyway, all the different ways that seem right to these men, but the end thereof is the ways of death, those things are really of the world. They're not of Yahweh. Verse 17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh will abide forever. And Yahweh's getting ready to make a new heavens and a new earth anyway, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And let me see if I can find that scripture. I said I was going to end the lesson, but it's up to Yahweh when the lesson ends anyway, man. Let me see if I can find that. Salakia, give me a second. I know it's in the first, I think it's in the first couple of chapters in one of the 60th chapters of the Isaiah. Man, now I can't even find it. Let me search. Here we go. Isaiah 65 and verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come to mind. And that goes for all the philosophies and traits and all the techniques that they have of doing things in this world, man. All of that's going to be taken away. All right? And I'm going to end the lesson there, man. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.